Hey, what's going on, guys? Brandon here with Texas Plinking, and people's attention spans are getting shorter and shorter. But if you're watching this, you're already watching a horizontal video, so good on you. But given that people's attention spans are shrinking, why don't I just summarize this entire video into the first few seconds of this video so you can decide if the rest of it's worth watching. This little sucker right here is a new compact optic that just came out, and would you believe it that this little compact thing is a digital optic with 1 to 6 times zoom, so it can be a dedicated day scope. You can put it behind a holographic sight like this to use it as a digital magnifier with magnification, and you could also use it as a clip-on, putting it here. But why would you do that? Well, being that it's a digital optic, it also has night vision modes and can pick up infrared light, so everything it does in the day, you can also do at night as well. Day, night, clip-on, magnifier, dedicated scope, and it does all that for well under $1,000. It goes for $660, and they're cool enough to hook it up with the coupon code Texas Plinking, makes it $599.99. Under $600 for all of that. Magnifier, dedicated scope, clip-on. Is it gimmicky? Is it pretty cool? It is the NVMD, specifically the C200. NVMD standing for Night Vision Multi-Purpose Device. That is a lot of purposes to tackle. And so is it stronger on one than others? Is it good with all of them? I'm gonna give you my honest impressions. Yes, it's no secret I'm a fan of D&T products. I've had a lot of good things to say. It started with skepticism just about a year ago, actually. And it started with a thermite, and didn't think that you could get too good of thermal, let alone digital night vision as well, for the price that thing goes for. And for the last year, they've just been impressing me. Let's go ahead and break it down into scope mode first, because this little thing, this compact little sucker, is a scope, 1 to 6. It's almost like a digital LPVO, but obviously it's way more compact than a low power variable optic. And so if we were to go ahead and use this as a dedicated scope, let's say for day mode, it has 3 different reticles, with one of them being a first focal plane reticle, meaning as you digitally zoom in, all your relativity is the same. You have 5 different reticle colors. The clarity will never be, well, maybe eventually it might be, but as of right now, the optic clarity isn't as good as a true glass LPVO. But to my surprise, it's not too bad at all. You can actually pick up splash from some good range. So that's really the con behind going digital is, yeah, you lose some of that clarity during the day, and you have to rely on a battery, of course, like any night vision or thermal device. But some benefits you get from that, other than the versatility, other than night vision, other than that, is it has built-in gyroscopes. So you see your shooting angle, shooting tilt angle, your left to right, your cant, everything. So you don't need a bubble leveler. Kind of cool. And also there's no need to be too picky with mounting the scope and leveling it. It just goes and mounts and it's done. Another thing, once you go digital, it's kind of like just using an action camera as a scope. It is a digital camera with reticles, and that's what's going on here. And being that's a camera, it does have built-in recording with built-in 32 gigabytes of memory. And then everything I just mentioned, you can also apply to night vision. But yeah, night vision just makes it to where it picks up low light really well, and it picks up infrared light, something the human eye doesn't pick up. In a combat setting, that can give away your position if your enemy has night vision, but for hunting or just shooting at night into what you can't see, picking up infrared light, that's a huge deal with this for sure. So that's all the use case with a dedicated scope. So throwing it on here as a clip-on, I know it doesn't look too level, and that's because it's not, but don't worry, I can still zero it on there. There is no need to do this during the day. You're gonna be using your LPVO, a true LPVO. But once it's night, and you can mount a little bit of infrared light on the side here, and once you set the ocular lens right on here, back it down a little bit to where it's happy here, you could zoom in optically into your night vision, and you could use the drops, whether mils or MOA, on your actual LPVO. I mentioned this one before, Arkin EP8, 1 to 8, and throughout the 1 to 8, it's a first focal plane, and so the relativity could stay the same, and now we could actually shoot, you know, under night vision for decent range. And with this little thing, I would say, without even trying it out yet, I would imagine we're probably gonna need to rely on infrared light, but pretty cool and versatile. And probably the use case, I don't know if I'm most excited about or most curious about, is using it as a magnifier, like we would a magnifier from Vortex or EOTech or something like that. For an additional upgrade from D&T, they also sell a QD mount with swivel. So you can just always go back to your prism, your red dot, your holographic, or whatever, just like that. So during the day, we're losing light really quickly, so I'll try to get some example. Let's go into the menu system. We're in scope mode. I'm gonna go to magnifier mode here. There we go, we're at 3 times power. Back it down, and I haven't even fired up my EOTech yet, so now, here's my EOTech. So you guys see what I see. If I want to zoom in a little bit, twist this knob, there's 1, 2, and now 3 times zoom. And I could probably get that reticle to be a little sharper. There we go. And then for 40 yards, that's what I'm seeing. Not too bad. And if I want to go back to just my normal optic, boom, swivel that off, and we're good. That's the 3 use cases: scope, clip-on, and now this. And in all of those cases, you can then run some infrared light, like this one right here. This is a little flashlight from D&T. the QT-IR850. If you guys want more of the nitty-gritty details, D&T highlights all that on the website. I'll be sure to link to it in the description. And like I said, it does standard come with a QD mount, but not the swivel mount. And then also, as an additional upgrade, you can get an infrared light. You may not need one if you already have one, but I would say if you're trying to use this only for the daytime capabilities, then you're not even unlocking half of its potential, and there's no need for IR light. But if you are planning on using this at night, with no IR, it's certainly better than your naked eye picks up, but to get the most out of it, definitely pick up some infrared light if you don't have some already. And I'm so glad D&T does hook it up and gives you guys a discount code. As of now, it does save 10%, which is pretty substantial with stuff like this. That's how you get this for $5.99. But that code works on everything on D&T, the thermals, the night vision, and of course the little accessories like lights and mounts. So be sure to use that code to get as much savings as possible. All right, I know that is just terrible lighting to display the day capabilities. For now, let's go ahead and just pop a couple shots off at 100 yards here. I think I broke the target. All right, so then we're gonna go ahead and transition here, and I don't need all that 3x. I can back it down to 1 times. Totally missed that one. I'm using 3x here. I could zoom in even more, all the way to 6x. Back it all the way down. It's almost like a red dot at that point, being a 1x. Let's go ahead and swap on over to using it as a magnifier. Probably what I'm most excited about. And once again, that is dedicated scope mode. So we're gonna go into the menu system here. Scope, let's go to magnifier. Fire up the EOTech. And because this is sitting behind a zeroed in EOTech, we don't need to zero it anymore. Again, we could zoom in even more. There's 3x and 1x. Well, I don't want any of it out of the way. Back to normal. Pretty darn cool. And this can continue into the dark, so let's go ahead and wait for that. It is dark. It is night as night gets. Go ahead and press this. So even in night vision mode, it picks up this bright light just fine, not gonna damage it or anything. It's not like an analog night vision tube. Before I fire on the EOTech, let's go ahead and kill the lights. I'll walk over here. It's about to get very, very dark. Check this out. So thankfully we have a phone for now, but yeah, it is quite dark out. I'm gonna try not to run into a barrel here. You can actually see all the stars there. And the cool thing with this particular EOTech is it does have a night vision mode in that the reticle is for IR. So I'm going to click that, and there we go. I can't pick that up with my naked eye, but I can with this. So I can see these silhouettes and everything a lot better than my naked eye. But if you go ahead and kill that light, and we lose all ambient light, you probably don't see me. But once again, through what I see here, it's not ideal. It'll be tough to shoot. But I don't see any of these targets with my naked eye. I put the gun up to it. Now, here's the big game changer. I'm going to go ahead and click this side light on the gun here. This is infrared light. It's going to get overexposed initially. And there we go. Now it's so bright that I don't pick up the infrared reticle. So I turn that off and just go to the daytime reticle. And now we can go ahead and shoot in the dark. All right, so now you can see me a little bit better for now. We're going to go ahead and put a mag in it. So that's what's going on. Yes, without infrared light, you can pick it up better than the naked eye, but it's going to be very, very tough. Put some IR light to it, use the daytime reticle, and we can go ahead and kill the daylight there, or the phone light. I can shoot just fine. Not only that, I can see the bullets fly. Let's go ahead and shoot into some dirt. Looks like a paintball. Pull that one. There we go. Quick little demonstration. Once again, looking through here, I see just fine. A lot of that's because of that infrared light. But if you were to kill that, and we're not going to look through this optic, look down there, and that's still going to be probably better than I see because this is one of the best low light cameras out there. I can't see any of those targets with my naked eye right now. So that being said, this is the standard black and white. Let's go ahead and press this. And that's going to mimic green phosphor. I don't know if I care for that too much, but hey, if you want to feel like you're in 0 dark 30, press it one more time. White phosphor, I could see some merit there. That seems like it has good contrast. It does kind of look like white phosphor. And then back into black and white. and I just now noticed it wasn't even perfectly focused. So now we have a more clear image. Yeah, all right, now it's set up for even more success. I think that right there is the winning recipe. Super, super cool. If you don't need it, go back, swivel it away. Pretty darn neat. Let's go ahead and use it as a clip-on now. Let's go ahead and kill this light. And just so you guys see something, let's go ahead and shine my phone light real quick. All right, cycle one up here. And I don't know if that camera's gonna pick it up, but you can't see anything down there at all. With this right here, I got some infrared light flashing too. Without it, it'd be quite hard. It looks like there's a flashlight downrange, but that's actually just because I left the light on the MPX. So kind of helped myself out there on accident. Not too bad. I'll power this light on just so you guys can see me a little bit. But yeah, there's a quick little demonstration as a clip-on mode. Very, very cool. Ending it off with a dedicated scope like we did during the day. And not ideal, but I have some infrared light mounted on top here. Flash this on there, and again, that little light is kind of getting in the way a little bit, but nonetheless, we can shoot. Let's go ahead and even zoom in a little. Small target, but standing up pretty good. And it fell over. And there we go. So again, I am shooting into what my naked eye sees as just a black wall, but under digital night vision with a little infrared, works out just fine. That was a summarization of the video, and I'm gonna end with that same summarization. $599 when using that coupon code Texas Plinking for this little optic that can be a digital day optic that goes from 1 to 6 magnification. Pretty cool. Also during the day, a magnifier. Does it beat the clarity of a day magnifier from like EOTech or Vortex? No, not quite, but the versatility of being able to zoom in a little bit more, record your shots, all that kind of stuff, pretty darn cool. And then surprise, it could also be used in night vision modes, especially with the help of infrared light. So that's the big selling point to me, to be just a tick under 600 bucks. Not gimmicky whatsoever. And even as a clip-on, not bad at all. I will say that as a disclaimer though, if you want it for night vision, this is still not close to being as clean and clear and native to look through as analog night vision. I made a comparison not too long ago if you guys want to see that video, but that doesn't mean they're not worth it, because analog night vision is very sensitive to light, fragile, light amplification tubes, and they're so expensive. I mean, I'm talking mid, high 3,000, 4,000 maybe for a decent PVS 14. Dual tubes, we're talking tens of thousands. This is certainly quite a bit cheaper than that, and you could argue maybe a little bit more versatile as well. Definitely an option worth looking into. But yeah, if you guys are interested, link in the description. Once again, coupon code Texas Plinking for the best deal you guys can possibly get. There is that. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.